Welcome to another episode in Gardening Basic series. In this episode we will be talking about pesticides. So basically in this video we will be covering topics related to what are pests and why use pesticides and differences between organic and synthetic pesticides, and apart from that I will also talk about homemade remedies or naturally prepared pesticides with the ingredients available at your home. Hi, this is Aparna. Welcome to Aparna's Green Garden channel. So what is pests? Pests are nothing but animals, insects or unwanted plants which are growing in and around your plants which will affect the health of the main plant. So what is side? Side in Latin means to kill. So basically pesticide is nothing but a substance or a material which will control or kill the pests. So when you talk about pests, there are lots of varieties. Like you have insects, you have plants, you have some fungal related issues. All these things are called pests. So basically there are variety of pesticides available in market whenever you are seeing. So if you have some problem, you go and ask, I want this pesticide. So what exactly do you ask? See, if you have a rodent problem, you ask for rodenticides. In case you have trouble with lots of insects, you ask for insecticide. If you have trouble with some fungal related issues, then you ask for fungicide. Like this, there are lots of varieties of pesticides available in the market. So in this pesticides, these pesticides you have two varieties, like chemical or organic. So basically chemical, when you say, they are man-made. Organic, when you say, they can be derived from plant or animal or microbes or some substances which we make at home from the materials available at home. These are all called basically organic or natural pesticides. So how do pesticides first initially work? If you understand, it will be really helpful for us. So pesticides, when you apply pesticides on your plants, basically the plant absorbs those chemicals which are there in those pesticides, that is the substances which are there in the pesticides. And then when an insect or a animal feeds on those plants, the substance enters into the bodies of those insects or animals. So what happens is that it will either kill the insects or the animals. If it is small animals, it will kill them, or it will control their appetites, that is it will reduce the eating habits, or it will not let the larva hatch, or not let the female insects lay their eggs, that is they affect their mating properties, mating behavior. So these are the ways in which the pesticides usually act on the insects or other pests. So when you say these chemical things, when you talk about chemical pesticides when you spray on them, suppose I spray on the plants here, if we don't take proper precautions and spray, it will affect us, and not only that, those particles will get dispersed into your environment and affect the surrounding people around those plants. Apart from that, it will also contaminate our soil, and it will also harm, if we are having any pet animals in our homes, it will even harm the pet animals if those pet animals try chewing on the leaves. But whereas when you are using this organic or the natural substances, it will not create that kind of harm on the surroundings or on the persons who are using it. So this is the advantage of using organic pesticide instead of chemical pesticides. And in our gardens, since it is in our hand to control the usage of the pests, chemical pesticides, I prefer using all the time organic pesticide instead of a chemical pesticide. So having said this, so how do you identify a pest activity in your garden? So generally I make a habit of walking around in my garden for 10 minutes every day to observe for these signs in my garden. So first thing I usually observe is whether any leaves have been chewed away by the insects. See, I have a plant here, and if you notice here, the leaves have been chewed away by some insects, some worms. If you notice here, all the leaves have been eaten away. This is a cauliflower plant and all the leaves have been eaten away. Apart from that, I will put also some pictures here. You can just refer to my pictures here. So some leaf eaters have come and eaten away my leaves. So what happens? That is one sign in which we can identify that yes, there is some pests in our garden. Apart from that, after the leaf eaters have eaten away the leaves, they drop lot of casts, that is their poop onto the leaves or in and around that areas. Seeing that poop also, you can identify that yes, there is some worm eater, a leaf eater somewhere nearby in my garden. You can identify that way. Apart from that, by checking the movement of ants also you can understand. Basically, ants and these insects have some symbiotic relationship. Whenever there are insects in our garden, the insect, after they eat away the plant, that is after sucking the plant sap, they leave the honeydew, that is the sweet substance, excreta. Their excreta is nothing but some sweet substance. For that smell, ants have good sensory smells. So that ants get attracted to that sweet smell, and they get onto our plants and start protecting those insects and collect that honeydew, and that is how they work. So whenever you see plants, you can also understand that there is a movement of insects in our garden. So these are the ways in which we can identify pest activity in our garden. So now that we have identified the pests in our garden, so next what do we do? What kind of preventive measures should we take in order to deter these pesky pests entering our gardens? So actually what we can do is, we can grow certain plants which will deter these pesky insects, like growing garlics, lavender, and apart from that you have this basil, you have mint or Indian borage, or all these things have strong marigolds, chrysanthemums even have strong pungent odors. So because of this, some pests, that is some insects, don't like this kind of pungent odors, so they get repelled by it, so they don't munch on our plants. So this is one way of preventing the pests from attacking our plants. The second way would be having some sticky traps or pheromone lures. If you see here, I have some sticky traps placed at regular intervals in my garden, and I also have here pheromone lure, which will attract all the some kind varieties of insects. You have pheromone lures based on a different variety of insect population, so you can employ those pheromone lures also. And apart from that, you can also grow some plants, certain plants which will attract these predatory insects. So these predatory insects are nothing but your ladybug or lacewings, or apart from that you have these dragonflies or some kind of beetles which will prey on the smaller insects. So if you can have certain plants which will attract these insects, that is also beneficial for us, because the predatory insects are eating away the smaller insects which are harmful for our plants, that is in our garden, they are harmful. So that is one way of controlling. So having said this, now in case now you notice some pests in our garden, now what do you do? So first thing I do is take a water tube or some spray can and spray water heavy, with a lot of pressure you spray water on the leaves. That is basically these pests, whenever you notice, they will be either on the stems or underneath the leaves. So you spray water on them. So with the water force, some of the pests will, some of these insects, small insects will get washed away. So that is one way of dealing with them. The second method would be, whenever you are noticing these leaf eaters, you can wear some hand gloves and pick them up, bag it and dispose it far away from your garden. This is another way of dealing with them. So the last thing I would resort is pesticides, usage of pesticides. Only if I could not control the pest activity even after employing these methods, that is when I use pesticides in my garden. So first I will try with both the methods. In case they don't work, then I go with pesticides. So what pesticides do I employ? So I will divide these pesticides for sake of convenience into three categories. Pesticides for ants, pesticides for leaf eaters, and pesticides general all purpose pesticide you can say. That is for other kinds of insects. So for ants, you can sprinkle any kind of, basically like we discussed, ants get attracted to any sweet particles or the food materials based on the sense of smell. So if we can confuse that sense of smell, definitely we can reduce the ant population in our garden. So how do we confuse that? By sprinkling some strong odor powders in our garden on the plants. So what are they? You can use cinnamon, turmeric, pepper powder, chili powder, baby talcum powder. Apart from that, you can also use this garlic powder. Apart from that, this citrus peels, whatever citrus peels we have, like lemon or oranges, sweet oranges, sweet lime, any of these peels also, you can soak them up in hot water and spray those liquid on the plants. This will also repel or confuse the ant smell, and they will not be coming near our plants. This is the way I deal with ants. The next is leaf eaters. So like whenever I had trouble with these leaf eaters, what I used to do was take any kind of flour, be it wheat flour, ragi flour, or maida, or rice flour, besan flour, any flour. For 1 spoon of any of this flour, mix quarter spoon of baking soda, and then I mixed it thoroughly, and I used to sprinkle it on the leaves where these leaf eaters were eating, where I saw all these leaf eaters. So what it happened was, the leaf eaters, after eating this, usually they lose the appetite, and they lose their appetite and they stop munching on your leaves. This is what I have noticed. Specifically, I noticed in my leafy vegetables and cauliflower plant also. I have tried this, and I found that it is very beneficial. That is, I could control the leaf eaters population, leaf eaters activity. So the third thing is, like I said, all purpose pesticide, for be it mites, or be it thrips, or mealybugs, or powdery mildew, or any of these pests. You can use neem oil. We have been talking about neem oil in many of our videos. Apart from this, the other thing which I have tried recently is taking chilies, garlic, or onion, any of their combinations. Using any of their combinations, I have made the paste, and that paste I have diluted in water and I have sprayed on my plants. Let's say I have taken 100 grams of chili and garlic, made a paste out of it. That liquid I diluted it in 1 liter or 2 liters of water, and I sprayed on my plants. So what happens is, this controlled my insect population. So apart from this, you can also try the combinations with onion, chili, onion, garlic. You can try any of them. Apart from that, if you have this chrysanthemum flowers available with you, chrysanthemum or marigold, you can either boil them or soak them in water, and that leftover water you can dilute in 1 liter or 2 liters of water and spray on the plants. This will also control these insects. So these are the ways in which you can control insects. I hope you have found out this tips and information useful. Try it and let us know your feedback in our comments box below. For any more doubts, write to us in our comments box below. So until the next video, stay safe, take care, practice social distancing, and wear mask whenever you are stepping outside. Thank you so much.